U.S. resident abducted, robbed, stabbed, and left for dead in Clarendon. A 62-year-old United States resident was abducted from Portmore, St. Catherine, robbed, stabbed, and left for dead in Clarendon on Thursday. The woman, who is from Connecticut in the U.S., but also has a residence in Jamaica, arrived on the island on Wednesday. She has been admitted to hospital. Police have since named a woman known only as Tamika Miles as a person of interest in connection with the incident. Miles is being asked to turn herself over to the police as soon as possible. Reports reaching reporters are that the woman was visiting the island to make funeral arrangements for her sister, who died recently. She was reportedly staying with a relative in Portmore. Police said at around 10:30 a.m. on Thursday, she met with a lady known to her as Tamika Miles at the Portmore Mall. The lady reportedly came to pick her up in a white motor car with two men. After entering the vehicle and driving a short distance, the men attacked the woman, the police said. She was reportedly robbed of her handbag containing her personal belongings, stabbed several times, taken to Ginger Ridge, Clarendon, and thrown from the motor vehicle into a precipice. Residents of the community went to the woman's assistance after they heard her crying for help and observed her crawling out of the precipice, bloodied and with her clothes torn. The residents summoned the police, who arrived and saw the badly injured woman with what appeared to be stab wounds to her chest. Lawmen subsequently assisted her to hospital, where she was admitted in serious but stable condition. Police Federation to inform Finance Ministry of acceptance of wage offer. Chairman of the Jamaica Police Federation, Corporal Will James, has told rank-and-file members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force that he will be writing to the Minister of Finance to indicate their acceptance of the latest wage offer, despite questions about the vote. There has been no public disclosure from the executive of the Police Federation on the vote to accept the offer under the government's compensation review exercise. However, a letter from Chairman Ron James, dated Friday, March 17, outlined the outcome of the meeting and indicated to the members that based on the result of the polls conducted, the Central Committee will formally write to the Minister of Finance and the Public Service to inform them of the members' decision. The letter noted that 60% voted to accept housing in basic salary and 86% voted to accept the offer as presented. James noted that the online meeting to inform members of the offer had several glitches due to power outages and loss of internet connection and ended minutes after the presentation concluded. He said members engaged in online voting following the presentation. However, the veracity of the meeting is in doubt as 1,300 persons voted, while the delegates' complement is 600. Reporters were unable to ascertain if the voting was thrown to the entire membership. If all the members were allowed to vote, the 1,300 votes represented about 1/10 of the rank and file. Meanwhile, an emergency meeting of delegates is to be held on Sunday at a location to be identified. Illegal gun seized in St. Andrew, man arrested. Cops assigned to the St. Andrew Central Police Division arrested a man in relation to the seizure of an illegal firearm and 10 rounds of ammunition during an operation on Garden Town Road. Reports from the Poplin Police are that about 10:30 a.m., lawmen were in the area when they saw a man whose action aroused their suspicion. According to the police, on seeing the cops, the man ran and hid an object nearby. He was accosted and searched. The police said the area was also searched and the team found a 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 10 9mm rounds of ammunition. The man was subsequently taken into custody. Man who allegedly chased another with a gun remanded. A man who allegedly pointed a gun at another man, he claimed, called him a goat thief, was remanded when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Friday. The accused, Ian Williams, is charged with illegal possession of firearm and assault at common law. When Williams appeared before Senior Parish Court Judge Desiree Ellen, he was ordered remanded to appear in the gun court on April 14. It is alleged that on March 5th, the complainant was at home in Central Village when he was approached by the accused and another man. Williams, who reportedly armed with a gun, said, "Me hear say ya call me goat thief," then pointed the gun at the complainant. The complainant ran and was chased by the accused, but managed to escape. He subsequently made a report and Williams was arrested and charged. Westmoreland Health Department urges precaution after pink eye detection. The Westmoreland Health Department is urging residents to take precaution to prevent an outbreak viral conjunctivitis, pink eye, following the confirmation of 3 cases in the Western Parish. Surveillance data shows that 3 cases were confirmed in the Negril Health District and were detected in 3 children ages 2, 3, and 5. Health Promotion and Education Officer for the parish, Gerald Miller, told reporters that while there is no outbreak at this time, he is advising the public to take steps to decrease their risk of becoming infected with pink eye. These measures include washing hands regularly, limiting handshakes, and wearing eye protection when exposed to wind, dust, heat, or sun to avoid irritation. Persons are also being urged to avoid touching their eyes unnecessarily and sharing eye makeup, eye medicine, and contact lenses, containers, and solutions. While we don't have an outbreak, the potential is great if we don't arrest it because it is highly contagious. If one child comes to school, they can spread it to other children in the environment, so that's why we are alerting our stakeholders, Miller said. He said the health department has notified its stakeholders and has been conducting sensitization activities to boost awareness. Since pink eye is contagious, we are using this medium now to engage and to alert our stakeholders, primarily the early childhood institutions, the Ministry of Education and Youth, and our schools, Miller said. We have sent information to the development officers who work with the Early Childhood Commission, ECC, and we also inform the education officers for Westmoreland to disseminate information in their WhatsApp groups. Miller is urging parents to visit a healthcare provider if their children are experiencing symptoms of the virus. Pink eye is redness and swelling of the eye that may be due to infection or irritation caused by viruses. Signs of the virus include redness and watery eyes, itchy and or burning eyes, grainy feeling in the eyes, and hypersensitivity to light. Pink eye is a common condition, and the infection can be spread by touching, rubbing the eyes with dirt hands or sharing objects such as eye drops, contact lens, towel, handkerchief, and makeup. Most people will recover from pink eye within 7 to 10 days without medical treatment. 3 Kingston men charged for illegal gun. The St. Andrew South Police have charged 3 men with the possession of a prohibited weapon and ammunition following an incident on Hagley Park Road, Kingston 10 on March 5th. They are 24-year-old Odin Lewis of McIntyre Villa, 25-year-old Tyrell Sutherland of Upper Elliston Road, and 28-year-old Courtney Henry of Fleet Street in Kingston. It's reported that about 4:30 p.m., lawmen were on an operation when they saw a Toyota Camry motor car with the 3 accused aboard. The driver was signaled to stop, however, he allegedly disobeyed the police team and sped off. As the police pursued them, one of the men was reported to the scene throwing an object from the vehicle at the intersection of Hagley Park and Walton Park roads. The police say the object was retrieved, and closer examination revealed it was a Glock 26 pistol with a magazine containing 9 rounds of ammunition. The vehicle was later intercepted along Norman Lane in Kingston 13. The occupants Lewis, Sutherland, and Henry were taken into custody and charged. Hilton wants clarity on government's import policy following ganja importation saga. The opposition People's National Party (PNP) says Prime Minister Andrew Holness rebuke of Industry Minister Aubrey Hill over the importation of ganja from Canada highlights the need for clarification of the government's policy on imports. The Cannabis Licensing Authority (CLA), an agency of Hill's ministry, approved a company to import 140 kilograms of cannabis for research purposes, a move met with widespread skepticism by industry players. On Thursday, Holness made public his views on the matter, saying, "I agree with everyone who is upset about the importation of ganja from Canada. I said to the minister, ensure that the situation is corrected. The minister may not be at fault, but he is responsible." Holness said as he wrapped up his contribution to the 2003 budget debate in the House of Representatives. His comments were chaired by government MPs. Hill was seated in the chamber. Acknowledging international restrictions, Holness said special attention needs to be placed on the industry because it has great potential. He said before the growing global commercial popularity of marijuana, we were the ones in the struggle. Minister Hill is going to pay special attention and put special efforts into getting that industry back up to the point where we don't have to even consider importation from any other country. Whatever strains and special strains that are here, they can be grown right here, Holness insisted. Opposition spokesman on industry Anthony Hilton said in light of Holness' comments, Hill has more explaining to do. Hilton said he believed two things may be at play. Either the minister has not paid attention to what's happening at the CLA or the minister is in error. One of the two, either way, is a bad situation because he had the opportunity to come to Parliament and say exactly what the Prime Minister said. The spokesman argued that Holness' rebuke of Hill's continued clearly after Prime Minister Andrew Holness has seen the pose and how mad the industry is. Critics, including Hilton, have argued that the CLA's decision came against the background of local players encountering roadblocks in accessing the market of the North American country. As a parliamentary committee, on March 1, Hill defended the CLA's decision and said he was not aware of any impediments to local interest. Hill is expected to answer questions tabled in the House by Hilton at the next sitting. The Ganja Growers and Producers Association, Jamaica, said it was stunned by the CLA's decision. In a March 3rd statement, the Christopher Ferguson-chaired CLA said the import authorization was done in keeping with the designated regulations.